So, what's the reason for her sudden cardiac arrest, and did she underwent physiotherapy actually? Because many of the press release quoted that she's taking physiotherapy, and you are telling that she is physically ill and she is giving only sign languages. So, how come she took physiotherapy? That and all I have to know.
So I think it's worth understanding a little bit more about what happens in these sorts of disease processes, because a lot of the misunderstanding, I think, is because people just don't, and why would you, understand how things work. So when someone has had this sort of illness and is on the ventilator and then has been stabilized and is on treatment, the process we follow is we wake them up, we try and reduce the support from the ventilator, and we start physiotherapy. We try and start the rehabilitation process as quickly and as soon as we possibly can, because people who are sick lose muscle bulk, they lose strength, and so on. So you want to have them working as much as you can to try and encourage that improvement process. Now, that's managed by the physiotherapists, the bedside nurses, and to some extent the doctors are involved, although it isn't our primary skill set, and supported by the dietitian and all the other members of the multidisciplinary team who help with this. And so all these things go along at the same time. Physiotherapy isn't an all or nothing thing. It starts off very gently. There's that balance between not overstressing the patient, but at the same time making sure they're moving forwards and they're starting to regain a bit of strength. So that's exactly what happened here, in a very focused and skillful and meticulous way. And so she was gradually getting stronger. So to begin with, someone is lying in a bed, and a little later they can sit. Then they can sit on the side of the bed with support, then with less support, then with no support. Then they stand a little bit, and they take a few steps. This is the process, and that process was really going on from very early in her treatment all the way through to her tragic collapse, and completely unexpected collapse at the end. Now, why did that happen? We don't know, except we have a lady of more mature years with chronic diseases, hypertension and diabetes that make you vulnerable to these things, and with recovering sepsis, and who'd had an infection on her heart. So unfortunately, a sudden heart attack or stroke or some other event like this can, and tragically did in this case, happen.